Chief Executive will have the floor. On Saturday, 3 days ago, that's the 11th of May, the Central People's Government announced that 8 more cities will be included in the individual visit scheme, including Taiyuan in Shanxi Province, Hohhot in Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region, Harbin in Heilongjiang Province, Lhasa in Tibet Autonomous Region, Lanzhou in Gansu Province, Xining in Qinghai Province, Yichuan in Ningxia Hui Autonomous Region, and Urumqi in Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Regions. Starting from the 27th of this month, residents from these 8 cities will be able to apply for endorsement under the individual visit scheme to come to Hong Kong for a visit. I am very grateful for the expansion of the IVS to cover 8 more cities. About supporting measures promulgated by the Central People's Government, earlier, the IVS was expanded to cover Xi'an as well as Qingdao, and other measures have been rolled out to facilitate mainland residents coming to Hong Kong for sightseeing, as well as 5 facilitation measures to support and consolidate the financial services sector of in Hong Kong. In 3 months, the Central People's Government on 2 occasions expanded the IVS so that the IVS now covers 59 cities. That's more than 20%. Now, there are multiple meanings to this initiative. This will bring impetus to the tourism industry in Hong Kong. IVS is the main source of tourists. Last year, they constituted 60% of all arrivals in Hong Kong. For these 8 cities, they come with large population, and they also have significant economic growth and high spending power. Over 38 million people live in these 8 provinces, with GDP totaling 28 or $2.8 trillion. Or trillion renminbi. The growth rate of these 8 provinces also ranked the first 6 places. So they will help support the catering, tourism, and retail and hotel sectors, and they are expected to bring a lot of economic benefits. We expect to bring in 300,000 visitors a year, as well as $1.2 to $1.5 billion, and that's 700 to 900 million dollars, Hong Kong dollars. All the autonomous regions, cities in these provinces, all provincial capitals are now covered by the IVS. And in these 8 cities, 4 of them have direct flights to Hong Kong. And the Transport and Logistics Bureau and the Hong Kong International Airport will further enhance the capacity of flight services to and from these 8 cities. I understand that some carriers are planning to increase the number of flights to and from Harbin, as well as Urumqi. The Transport and Logistics Bureau will collaborate with the MTRCL as well as other public transport operators. They will closely monitor the commuting pattern of visitors to ensure that there is sufficient capacity as far as our public transport services is concerned, so as to enhance visitors' experience. The IVX expansion will generate demand and increase visitor arrival figures. This will also promote the 2-way visits between Hong Kong and different cities. there will be closer communication of the people between Hong Kong and the 8 cities. The third point is that there will be more overnight visitors. These 8 cities are situated in the northeast and northwest side of our country, and they are farther away from Hong Kong. It is expected that the initiative will bring in a lot of overnight visitors, which will bring impetus to different sectors and stimulate the growth in visitor figures. This will also enhance the quality and quantity of the tourism services. For the aviation sector, F&B, hotel, retail industries, etc., they all welcome the latest initiative, and they are getting ready to receive more tourists. These 8 cities have diverse cultural and religious backgrounds. The people from these 8 cities also have different preferences when it comes to food and other choices. And they, apart from shopping, these visitors would prefer city walk and in-depth tourism. They have diverse preferences. In light of this change, our sectors should also change, including the hotel accommodation, F&B, retail sectors. It is time for us to make a change in light of the external changes so that we can think out of the box and tap new sources of tourists and develop new tourism products. We are now in a highly competitive environment. We must stay vigilant and be flexible to meeting challenges. The Hong Kong SAR government will spare no effort in generating opportunities. Meanwhile, the different sectors of the community should also duly fulfill their respective roles. The Hong Kong Tourism Board has made arrangements for a series of events to take place and for visitors to have first-hand experience of the charm and the unique appeals as a tourist-friendly city. First of all, we are going to distribute a 200 coupon for each visitor from these 8 cities for spending locally. We are going to invite the tourism sector representatives and media outlet representatives from these 8 cities to Hong Kong to see for themselves our latest products. Third, the Hong Kong Tourism Board will also leverage on social media platforms as well as the tourism sector, aviation companies to promote in-depth tourism and tourism with local characteristics, including green heritage and creative tourism. We are also going to draw up guides on restaurants, etc. Hong Kong is the gourmet capital. We will welcome our tourists with gourmet. The Wine and Dine Festival will take place in October this year. We will showcase the culinary highlights of different places to our tourists. In the coming months, we are also going to hold different events. In June, the Chinese Culture Festival will take place. The International Dragon Boat Race will also take place, as well as the Book Fair in July. I'm sure that locals and visitors alike will have the best experience. We will also continue to promote mega events. In the first half of this year, we have held over 100 mega events. And very soon, the SAR government will announce the list for the second half of this year for everybody to get ready. We'll also mount publicity so as to tap business opportunities arising from the mega events. I emphasize that the Hong Kong SAR government will take multiple prongs in promoting mega events so as to drive synergistic development. We are going to organize different activities and create opportunities so as to promote mega events, cultural, sports economy as well as day and night vibes, so as to bring in visitors as well as generate income. The government will take the lead, and the sectors should also do their utmost best so that we continue to scale new heights. We need to understand the changes and be flexible in meeting the changes so that we can be the capital of hospitality.
Now we'll open the floor to questions. If you'd like to ask questions, please raise your hands. Please tell us which organization you represent, and please restrict yourselves to 2 questions. The gentleman on the left. Good morning, I'm from Now TV. Yesterday, the UK charged 3 people for violating National Security Act, and one of them was a manager of the Hong Kong Economic and Trade Office. It was reported that he was a previous classmate of the chief executive. Will that affect the operation of the ETO? Also, according to news reports, the 2 other arrested people got money from the ETO. Do you know about these expenditure? Also, about the Social Workers Registration Board, there are news that next week the government will reform the composition of the board. It is said that there will be more appointed members in the board. With more appointed members, will that affect the balance of composition? Would that affect the operation of the board? Would that give people the impression that the government is dominating the composition of the board? Thank you. The Chinese embassy in the UK as well as the SAR government have made a statement on the incident. The Chinese embassy in the UK strongly opposes and condemns the UK for fabricating this case. We also condemn them for the ungrounded accusation against the people of the SAR government. We have made serious representation, and the SAR government has requested the Hong Kong Consul General in the UK to tell us about the details of this case. I have to emphasize that the ETO in the UK, part of its daily duty is to communicate with people in the UK to promote the economy, culture, and advantages of Hong Kong. The office is responsible for promoting the different aspects of Hong Kong so that people in the UK have a better understanding of the business opportunities and trade opportunities in Hong Kong. We have asked the UK government to handle this matter in a fair way to ensure that the officers of the Economic and Trade Office rights and benefits are protected, and that the operation of the office would not be affected. Any ungrounded accusations against the SAR government are unacceptable. If your questions asked came from content spread on the internet or the picture spread on the internet, well, I can tell you that the picture looks like a photo op of a group of secondary school students or graduates. And the person you mentioned that is involved in the case is also in the photo. My impression of this person is from this photo. We have already asked the UK government to provide us with the relevant information of the case. We hope that they would give us the details of the case. Also, you mentioned about the Social Workers Registration Board. I definitely give my support to any measures that would have to rectify any problems with the system. We have to correct any mistakes and we have to improve the system. And I give my support to any measures that can achieve this. I am confident with the Labor and Welfare Bureau, and I believe the Bureau can appropriately handle this matter. The gentleman at the front.
Some English questions from the South China Morning Post. Firstly, did the government spend any resources to surveil and monitor Hong Kong residents who have moved to the UK, including former activists? Do you think that the future of the economic and trade offices in other countries could be at risk following similar arrests in the UK and also Germany? And what will you do to protect Hong Kong's interests and the ETO's abilities to provide services for the city's economic interests after this incident? And what assistance would the government render to Mr. Yun, the person who is arrested and involved in this case? Thank you.
Well,
喺英國嘅中國大使館呢，已經就住此事發表聲明。香港特區政府就住呢件事呢，亦都係有發表聲明嘅。中方譴責英國去捏造所謂嘅呢一宗案件。咁詳情咧應該睇翻中國駐英國大使館嘅呢一份聲明。中國駐英國大使館已經向英方提出嚴正交涉。香港特區政府亦都要求英國政府去提供所聲稱嘅事件嘅相關嘅所有資料啊！我哋正係等緊對方回覆。我要強調，香港駐倫敦經貿辦佢嘅職責就係同當地嘅政府、商界、智庫同埋不同界別嘅人士保持緊密嘅聯繫。
bilateral ties in different areas, such as trade, investment, arts and culture, enhancing local people and enterprises' knowledge of Hong Kong's unique strengths, and promoting the economic and trade interests of Hong Kong. We have seriously demanded the UK side to fairly handle the matter, effectively protects the legitimate rights and interests of the Hong Kong Economic and Trade Office manager who was alleged to be involved, and ensure that the normal work of the ETO is not affected. Any attempt to make unwarranted allegation against the Hong Kong SL government is unacceptable. The ETOs will, of course, pursue its duties full-heartedly and legitimately. I have explained the purpose of setting up these offices. The promotion of trade as a result of these ETO offices means a lot to Hong Kong and means a lot to different places. And I think the UTO officers in the different places we have set up will continue to pursue their duties faithfully and proudly, because it is a right thing to do for the benefit of different people. For example, the UTO office in the UTO office in the US is promoting trade, and the US is enjoying a trade surplus, which amounts to over $200 billion over 10 years. So any attempt to interfere with the work of the ETO officers in different places will be against free trade and free economy, and will be harming the economy of the countries that try to do bad things to the operation of the ETO offices. We'll, of course, do our best to protect the rightful interests and the rights that they enjoyed as a result of legitimate officials working for the Hong Kong government. And we'll urge all governments to respect the rightful duty of our ETO officers in their economies.
由於時間關係咧，我哋
In the interest of time, we'll take the last question today. This lady in white on the right-hand side. I'm from News. Good morning. I have two questions. About the drone show held last Saturday, it was a great success, and the spectators believe that the show should have gone on longer. Now, drawing on past experience, how would the Hong Kong SAR government further improve the drone show as well as the pyrotechnic display in the future? Director Xia Baolong in Beijing received Secretary Kevin Yeung, and he advocates the idea of tourism is everywhere in Hong Kong to make full use of tourism resources in Hong Kong. Now, how do we abide by this principle so that we can bring in visitors as well as generate income for different local communities? We just held one pyrotechnic display as well as one drone show recently. Due to the weather, there was a problem with the pyrotechnic display. It should have been better, but I think we all understand that weather is something that we cannot control. In fact, some visitors commented quite positively about the pyrotechnic show. Now, we will in the future consider the weather factor. When it comes to the drone show, there are views that is very good, is spectacular, and that more drone shows should be held. The Hong Kong Tourism Board will draw on this experience and will continue to tap views of the visitors in promoting different activities. The purpose is for locals and visitors to participate or enjoy these activities which we're promoting, so that they have a good experience and that will be able to generate more visitors and income, so as to bring a positive impact on the economy. Now, turning to what Director Xia said, he has remarked that we should abide by the concept of tourism is everywhere in Hong Kong. This is an excellent idea. This is what we're heading in. In fact, we have been promoting different sorts of in-depth tourism, tourism in urban districts, etc. And we've also developed new tourism products and tapped new tourism sources in light of the diversified visitor portfolio. And we do have some unique appeals. In the new territories, we have walled villages. We also have places with rural characteristics. Not to mention the world-renowned geopark. These are major tourist attractions. And for hiking enthusiasts, you know that we also enjoy very good reputations when it comes to our hiking trails. So this is something we need to promote to visitors, and we will be recommending different itineraries so that in a more efficient manner, visitors will be able to have a taste of the characteristics of different local communities in Hong Kong. In fact, there are instances in which visitors would visit certain locations because of a film being produced there, such as Yau Ma Tei Police Station. We have had many films made using certain locations as a backdrop. And this is something we can use in our promotion. And the Hong Kong Tourism Board will continue to make the best effort in this regard. I would also appeal to our sectors to be more proactive so as to create the best experience for our visitors so that we can be the capital of hospitality. That means showing kindness, hospitality, putting a smile on the face when we receive visitors. All these will give our visitors a very good experience. So this is what we can do. And we all have a role to play to give our visitors the best experience. There may be a surge of visitors on particular days, such as the Golden Week in May. The Hong Kong SAR government will surely make ample preparations and divert tourists. In fact, in the past Golden Week, over 700,000 visitors came to Hong Kong from the mainland. And by and large, everything went well. We met the visitors' expectations, and the government will continue to work hard with the sectors. That's the end of today's press briefing. Thank you.